road to success is brought to you by Equity Bank.
Equity Bank. You are listening, caring partner.
You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. Our guest is Caroline Kusimba of Swirl Laundry. Thank you so much for being on our show.
Thank you very much. I'm honored to be here.
Swirl Laundry is a very interesting name. Where did that come from?
When you have a washing machine, just the motion of the machine going round, that's swirl. So that's why we named it Swirl Laundry.
How did you get inspired with the idea?
I was working before, but there was a time in life when you look at your finances and my expenditure was higher than my income. So I needed something extra to do so that I can manage my lifestyle at that particular time. So I have a sister who runs a restaurant near USIU. There are some students who live off campus, so she runs a restaurant there. I used to be there every so often because I was inspired. My younger sister is doing business, and it happened I was always also borrowing her money. Anytime I needed extra money, she was a person I'd run to. So one day she threw the idea at me, why don't you start a place for washing clothes? So I was a bit taken aback. How do I do that? And she told me, Carol, you travel a lot. At that particular time, I was still working, and my job had a facility where you could travel a lot. So she told me, see what you see out there, bring it here, and just start a business, because the students need someone to wash clothes for them. They're busy in school. Currently, the women who would come and do the clothes, but the students were many, the women were few. And sometimes they'll take advantage of them because they're not there. So I set up a small place. The idea was to have machines. That's what I see out there. There are these laundromats. So for me, it was a laundromat I wanted to start. One machine for a start, and the idea was the students to come and do their own laundry. However, the students felt, no, we want someone to do this. That's why we get the mamas to come and do it. So that was a game changer. I had to get someone now to stand there and do the laundry for them.
What was the investment like? I mean, because these machines are really expensive, aren't they?
When she gave me the idea, it took me about 6 months to implement, because now I had to start going around checking.
Did you buy them from here or did you import them?
No, I bought locally. So I went to Hot Point, looked at the machines that are there. So there was a gentleman who really assisted me. When I told him what I want to do, he told me the domestic washing machine will not work as a commercial washing machine. It's tailor-made for domestic purposes. So there are small commercial laundry machines. So I picked one from there. That was about 150,000. I picked a small dryer. So the dryer was only to cater for emergencies, people who want something there and then. Otherwise, we would wash and we had a place to hang them. The initial capital was about 300,000, mainly because of the machine, the small dryer, and then we just got a normal iron and the ironing board and paying for the deposit for the room. So it wasn't, the initial cost might not sound much now, but then, about 4 years ago, 300,000 is quite a bit of money.
How did you then turn it into a business?
What I realized is when the students go on holiday, I have no business. Oh. And December was the period they have the longest holiday. So I still have to pay rent, employees. I still have to pay electricity. So that's when I realized I have to look for extra money to cater for the period when the students are not there. And then also that's the particular time I felt I needed a change from corporate. I'd been in the corporate world for 12 years and I was getting a bit tired. So that's when I had to now change from the student laundry. I decided, let me have it fully commercial. So I started looking for a premises just to see how is it now run. But when you, again, back to visiting laundries, now commercial laundry equipment are expensive. Yes. So that was a huge investment.
You entered into a very competitive market. I mean, there is a laundromat in every corner of this, at least where we are right now. What was the difference that you're going to make
Okay, if you look at the laundries that are there right now, most of them are collection points where people come, pick and drop their laundry. And mainly it's dry cleaning. Now, Swan Laundry, our focus is not just on the dry cleaning. We focus on corporates. Corporates like hotels and salons. So that's the difference with us. They either have to have their own in-house laundry to do their laundry. So we do that. So I don't have a collection points like, for example, these other laundries that are there, they're in the malls and what have you, where you just, like you, Catherine, just take your coat for cleaning and you pick it. What happens behind it, you don't know. But for us, we pick now from the hotels and salons and these big institutions that have a lot of linen. We pick that and process that in our laundry. That's how we're different. However, we have a small section for the walk-ins, especially that happened when we moved to where we are. We got a lot of inquiries, do you wash also for individuals? And yes, we do. Now, the difference we have put in place is you get to see what is happening. In most laundries, you don't get to see what is happening.
Caroline, you must take a break, but when we come back, we'll talk more about Swirl Laundry.
Right.
You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. Don't go away. You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. Our guest is Caroline Kusimba of Swirl Laundry. I really do love that name, Swirl Laundry.
Thank you.
What kind of services does Swirl offer?
We are mainly a laundry company, so we have commercial laundry for hotels, be it a 5-star, be it a 3-star, for spas and salons, for schools also. Let our children focus on learning and not stress them with the laundry. And then we also have carpet cleaning. And carpet cleaning with a difference, not the traditional carpet cleaning that we have. And we're also introducing cleaning. And not for homes, more of the places where we do laundry. We also want to introduce cleaning services for them.
Caroline, you were in corporate for 12 years, changed your whole life. What was the transition like?
Well, Catherine, I must say the transition was not easy. First, when you're in employment, you have all the benefits, your assured salary at the end of the month. Now, when you move into business, there's some things people don't tell you. Or even if they tell you, you don't take them seriously.
Like what were you told?
Make sure you have enough money for the first 6 months. I didn't think of that. So for me, as long as I'd paid deposit, have the equipment, yeah, let's get the ball rolling. For me, I think it's the first few years that were the hardest. Because for one, at the end of the month, you don't have a salary. Any cent or any shilling you get, you're trying to put things in place, registering the business. And then once you start getting clients, you realize you've not done 1, 2, 3. As you go along, there are lots of things that you have to put in place, and that drains you financially. So if you don't have a good support, like for example, I had my husband who was still working then. So financially, he supported. But you can imagine someone who does not have that support. It's very easy to pack and go. That's why I think most businesses give up within the very first years, mainly because of the financial stress, because it can stretch you.
How many people did you start with in terms of employment?
I started with 3, but every time I get a corporate client, depending on the size of the corporate client, I would employ. So there was a time I had a total of 7 staff. But sometimes numbers is not everything. And how I learned that the hard way is you'll find a lot of jobs that can be done by one person. Yet you think every time you get a new corporate, like my strategy is every time I have a new corporate, I employ somebody.
What are the lessons have you learned?
For me, like when I started, my main reason for starting the business when the student laundry was money. I needed money. But that's not it. Once you get the money, then what? Mm-hmm. There's more to it than just money. So a good foundation for me, I say, it's with the Word of God. Present everything to God, because when I'm gone, will Swirl go with me? have to leave Swirl operating. So when you start with that foundation, it will help you look at things differently. So lessons learned, that's a foundation. 2, business plan. No matter how small, again, even the person selling tomatoes must have a business plan. The reason why I closed it, and maybe now when I think back I shouldn't have closed it, is because I didn't have a business plan. A business plan is your roadmap to see how you are doing, and also have passion in whatever you do. It doesn't really have to be, like for me, I'm not a trained launderer. For some people, it can be a hobby and they turn it into a business, but just have passion in whatever it is you do. If you have a passion of it, every morning you will wake up, whether you're doing well or not, you will wake up and keep at it.
What has been your greatest achievement in the last 4 years since you started Swirl Laundry?
In our first year, we got a 5-star hotel that was opening up in Nairobi, who gave us a call to go in and do their laundry. I must say, initially, I didn't know it's a 5-star hotel. We just got a call from somebody who knew we had started a laundry, called us, "Oh, come, we need your help." So they told us which building to go to, and we went to the offices. And when we got there, while we were waiting for them to come and meet with us, or rather for her to come and meet with us, only to see a panel of about 5 people walking in. And we looked at each other with my husband and wondering, a panel for laundry? 5 people? Why? And when they introduced themselves, they're all heads. Head of laundry, head of HR, So I was wondering, what is all this? So that's when they told us what they would like us to do. They've heard about us. They'd like us to help them with laundry. So that's when now they break it down. We're a 5-star hotel opening up in a few months, and our laundry is not ready, and we need someone to support us. Whoever they had appointed cannot cope with the loads. So apparently, much as the hotel had not opened, there's the cleaning of the bed sheets and the towels and what have you. So that person was not able to cope, and officially wrote to them that they cannot cope with the loads. So they were told about us. So when we went back after the meeting, of course, when you're called in such a meeting, you say, yes, you can do it. Never say, no, you cannot deliver. Go back and see how you can do it. So we went back to see how we can do it, and they gave us their requirements. And until when we looked up the name of the hotel, we were in shock. It's a 5-star hotel. And they want Swirl Laundry to do their laundry, to support them until their in-house laundry is ready. So we supported them for 6 months. The loads were crazy. And that's why I understand why the initial service provider was not able to cope. But guess what? Now, when you get such, like what we did is introduce a 24-hour working shift. So we had a team working during the day and another team working at night to be able to deliver. Because washing over 100 bed sheets, and I needed the following day at a certain time for a 5-star hotel whose standards are so high, that's what also made us really look into our processes and our quality.
Where do you see Swirl in the next 5 years?
For Swirl Laundry, the next 5 years, we'd like to do laundry with a difference. For starters, like I said, you may not find Swirl in the malls. We want to be different. Like I said, the economy is changing. It's becoming a 24-hour economy. So Swirl has to cope with that. So how do we have people able to have their clothes washed and delivered within the same day? And also there's the convenience we want to bring for people. When you're seated in your house, you can have your cell phone and you do what you need to do, and before you know it, someone comes and picks your laundry and delivers it.
Caroline, I believe you. We shall be watching this space, yeah, and I know what you have in your heart, it will explode. I believe that. Not only in Nairobi, but across the country. Yeah?
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being on our show.
Thank you very much. It's an honor.
You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. Don't go away.
There are many components of a market research, but in simple terms is knowing who your audience is and how to meet them effectively, how to meet them with your product or service effectively.
Those in favor?
Equity Group shareholders have given the nod to planned regional and continental expansion by the bank.
The shareholders were attending the company annual general meeting held at KICC in Nairobi.
The bank has come of age. It has enormous capability, both in systems, in human resources, and we have accumulated knowledge and experience that we can make good use of and grow and put the company to the next level so that it ceases just to be a Kenyan, East African bank to become a regional company over the next 10 years.
Equity Group Holdings CEO Dr. James Mwangi said that the bank has positioned itself to pull off the expansion which foresees Equity's presence in the larger East Africa, West Africa and parts of Southern Africa.
While Kenya has a population of 43 million, Ethiopia has a population of about 90 million people. So you see, in one single country, you'd almost have the same opportunity we have of banking Kenya and Tanzania put together. South Sudan, Uganda, Rwanda, and Tanzania border Congo. And so it will be just an extension. We have looked at high impact. Where would we have the highest impact? And that is why Nigeria, DRC, and Ethiopia are prioritized, because between the three countries, you'd be able to reach 400 million people in just 3 countries.
The projected Pan-African thrust is part of Equity 3.0 strategy's long-term plan and will cover to include Burundi, Ethiopia, DRC, Nigeria, Zambia, Malawi, and Mozambique.
Those in favor, please raise your hands.
The shareholders also ratified a dividend payout of 1 shilling and 80 cents per ordinary share held, up from 1 shilling and 50 cents paid out in 2014.
The directors have recommended this dividend to be paid for every ordinary share. The investment is growing and there are good strategies to even grow it further.
During the meeting, Dr. James Mwangi reiterated the bank's unwavering commitment to support entrepreneurs in the SME tier to allow them tap into business opportunities.
Welcome back. You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business, where our goal is to see you succeed. Our expert is Buka Yuri of Pinnacle Empowerment Solution. Thank you for joining us. How does one strategize to ensure that the business is growing and so is the income?
Usually when people get into business, especially the small businesses, they have got a limited amount of capital. So the mistake that people do is that from the onset, they don't think big, they don't think maximum, they don't expect success. So they don't plan for success. So I think the first thing I would say is the business plan is important. From the word go, your business plan should be have a maximum approach. You should have diversity in terms of your offerings, whatever it is that you'll offer, products or services. Or you should plan for diversity. And then, in terms of reaching the people you want to reach, you should think of reaching a maximum number of people, your target audience for your product or service. For example, just the guest who was before me, I would say from the onset, she had a very good business idea, but because of lack of proper strategy, she shut down one wing to open up another. I think what she should have done is from the word go, she should have had an inclusive strategy for the student population and then for the corporates and for the other individuals. She should have had an all-inclusive approach from the word go. That would have allowed her to transition instead of close one before she starts another.
Then where is the balance between growth and income?
In any business, income is a product of many things. Most businesses in Kenya do not begin with a clear business plan. They do not do a market research to know exactly who the target audience is. They don't have a proper branding strategy. So that, they are not in the minds of the consumer. If you get that right from the word go, your business will succeed. There is no way you can have a product having known the people you want and having done your costing properly and fail. It's not possible. People fail because they don't know their audience. So they are pushing the product on the face of their audience, but it's not a need. Or the audience does not perceive it to be a need. People fail because they don't know their audience. So they are pushing the product on the face of their audience, but it's not a need. Or the audience does not perceive it to be a need. So from the word go, I would say, if you want to have consistent growth from the word go, I would say think maximum, do a market research, know exactly who your target audience is, and then roll out.
Because you keep talking about market research. What does that mean?
There are many components of a market research, but in simple terms is knowing who your audience is and how to meet them effectively, how to meet them with your product or service effectively. There are several parameters that you look at in a market research. Once you know your audience, you have to know what are the other products that they are buying, what are the other offerings that they are having, and then how much are they willing to part with. A properly done market research will determine even the pricing, how you roll out, what mode of advertising you'll use to reach them. A proper market research will make you come up with those conclusions.
What advice then would you then give somebody right now who is struggling with growth, of income and of the business?
Go back. Why did you start the business? What was my goal? Did I have any clear goals? Did I have a clear target? Did I know my audience? You need to go back and see, why did I start? What was my goal? And you need to check, what is the expectation of the market? Has there been an evolution? Has the market evolved? Have things changed? So if you see the reason why you began and how the market is, and then you try to change your product or your service and how you're delivering your service to respond to the present needs of the market, your business will recoil and take off again.
That kind of information really will help somebody. And thank you so much for being on our show.
It's my pleasure. Thank
you for watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. Your thoughts and comments are important to us. Please share them on SMS 20511, starting with the word think. Have a blessed week.